Time moved differently in the garden. There was no urgency, no pressure, no fear of loss. Days unfolded in peace. The man worked the ground, not out of exhaustion, but out of harmony. The soil responded. The trees gave freely. The rivers flowed without resistance. Nothing fought against him. Creation did not resist humanity. It cooperated with it. This was the design. Not force, but partnership. He did not struggle to survive. He lived to steward. And in that rhythm, he walked with God. Not distant, not unreachable, but near, present, personal. Only relationship.
In the stillness of Eden, there was a sound. Not loud, not overwhelming, but unmistakable. The presence of the Lord God. Not hidden, not distant. Not just creator, but companion. The man did not fear it. He did not hide. He knew it, recognized it, responded to it. This was not religion. This was relationship. Direct, unfiltered, unbroken. The voice of God was life.
Now the man was no longer alone. The woman stood beside him, formed with intention, brought with purpose. She was not an addition. She was completion. Where he lacked, she carried strength. Different, yet unified. Together, they reflected design, the image of God in relationship. They walked together, worked together, lived in harmony. No competition, no comparison, only unity.
Everything they needed was already given. Food was abundant. Water was constant. Purpose was clear. Freedom was their beginning. And yet, in the center of that freedom stood a boundary. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Visible, accessible, within reach. Not to tempt, but to define. Because true freedom requires trust. And trust requires choice.
The command was simple. You must not eat from it.
Clear, direct, but heavy. Because this was not about food. It was about authority. Would the man trust God or decide for himself? This was the line between dependence and independence, between obedience and self-rule. The boundary was not restrictive. It was relational. Nothing had gone wrong yet. No deception, no disobedience, no fracture. The garden remained whole. But there was a stillness, not empty, but expectant. Everything was in place. The man, the woman, the garden, the command. All that remained was a decision, a quiet moment that would change everything. Before anything was lost, identity was given. The man knew who he was, not through achievement, but through relationship. Formed by God, given life by God, placed by God. Purpose was received, not earned. No confusion, no insecurity, only identity. Everything pointed to one truth. God provides. God defines. God leads. The command was not an obstacle. It was an invitation to trust, to believe that what God said was enough, that what God gave was sufficient, that what He withheld was intentional. Trust was chosen. The man and the woman stood together, fully known, fully seen, and still accepted. No hiding, no division. Their unity was natural because nothing had entered to break it. No pride, no fear, no doubt. Only connection.
Creation moved in balance. Animals roamed freely. Birds filled the skies. Rivers continued to flow. Nothing was disrupted. Humanity aligned with creation. No fear, no violence, only order. Everything existed as it was meant to be. At this moment, nothing is broken. The garden is complete. The man and the woman stand together. God is present. The future is still open, but not for long, because the next moment will introduce a voice that questions, a voice that distorts, and a choice that will redefine everything.